Hi guys, welcome back to Garage Gossip. My name is Mara, and today we will be talking about pre-season testing, also a few little other things that are not F1 related, but mainly pre-season testing. Because if you don't know yet, when you are listening to this episode, it is probably happening. Um, because this comes out on Wednesday, and Wednesday is the first day of pre-season testing. So for me, it's happening tomorrow. Um, so Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and yeah, I'm very excited for it. I hope you are excited for this episode as well. And yeah, let's just get straight to it. Alright, so preseason testing. I think we're just gonna start by talking about preseason testing. Firstly, if you're new to F1, you might not know what preseason testing is, so I'll explain it very simple. I have this series on my TikTok as well where it's called A Quick Guide to F1, in which I explain different Formula One related things in a very simple way because I know from first hand experience that it can sometimes be a bit difficult to get into F1 because people are always like, oh no, F1 is not that difficult to get into. I'm sorry, I thought it was very difficult because there's a lot of terms that are like bound to F1, like those terms are not used in different sports. And so, yeah, I thought it was difficult. So, preseason testing basically, it's like the name suggests, the time where the teams get to test their car before the season actually starts. So, it doesn't really have anything to do with the season. Like, there's no point or anything like that. It's just the teams get to test their car before the season starts. And how does this happen? Well, the days, so 3 days, are split up in two sessions each. So we have the morning session and we have the afternoon session. And teams have to, so it's 6 sessions in total. And those 6 sessions, the teams have to split those six up between their two drivers. So 3 sessions per driver. Some teams decide to give each driver a full entire day and then the last 2 sessions split them up. Some teams just give every driver 1 session per day. It depends from team to team. Um, why is this important? Why do we have preseason testing? Preseason testing, we have that because the teams, they haven't done that many laps with that car, and to just get straight to the season would be a bit barbaric. So the teams have the opportunity during preseason testing to gather data on that car and to make improvements on that car before the season starts. So during the season, it doesn't really matter. And the drivers also have to get used to the car because even if you are like Charles Leclerc driving for the same team, the car can still vary, vary a bit, maybe a lot. So those drivers, like drivers that are staying in the same team, have to get used to the car. Drivers that are switching teams, like Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz, Nico Hulkenberg, there's maybe more, I don't know. They also have to get used to a whole new car because obviously every team's car drives a little bit different. So it's logical that they have to get used to different cars and also new steering wheels and everything like that. And then we have this season a lot of rookies joining F1 that haven't driven in F1 or have done a few sessions but not really a whole season. And so they need to get used to the car, they need to get used to the G forces because G forces vary a lot between F2 and F1. And there's even drivers that weren't in F2 last season, like Jack Doohan. So yeah, they have to get used to all of that before actually jumping into the season. So yeah, that's basically preseason testing. I'm thinking, is there anything else that is important to mention? Yes, there is. So sometimes when you're watching preseason testing, because it will be streamed on F1 TV, probably also on other streaming platforms, but F1 TV is the one I use, so that is why I know it will be streamed on there. Um, if you're watching the live stream and you see a car that has some sort of paint on it, and you're like, that paint does not belong on the livery, you will probably be correct. A lot of teams, well, actually, probably all the teams, use these kinds of paint to get data on the airflow. Same goes with like the aero rakes. Those are like metal like kind of pieces that are added onto the car or to the side of the car. Those are also used to gather data on the airflow of the car and maybe see how they can improve that airflow and how they can improve the airflow to go quicker. So yeah, the paint can obviously be wiped off. It's it's just, I don't know, it's just temporary paint kind of. I don't know how that works, but it can be wiped off, so no worries. Yeah. Okay, for the video people, if the angles change, I'm very sorry. I was being stupid and I had to do something on my phone in order to to be able to continue this episode. I wanted to go over the confirmed lineups so far for the preseason testing sessions. Not every team has their drivers confirmed yet. I only have 4 so far. Um, my source for this is the Grand Prix Instagram account. Um, but I trust them. They were, I think, the first account to post about Lewis Hamilton going to Ferrari, so I trust this account. They have good sources, so now they are my source. Anyway, like I said, I have only 4 teams that have already confirmed their preseason testing sessions. So Red Bull, Wednesday, Verstappen will have a session in the morning and Liam Lawson in the afternoon. Thursday will be a full Verstappen day and Friday will be a full Lawson day. Then we have Mercedes. Wednesday will be Antonelli in the morning, Russell in the afternoon. Thursday will be Russell in the morning, Antonelli in the afternoon. And Friday will be Antonelli in the morning and Russell in the afternoon. Then we also have Alpine. Alpine have decided to give Jack Doohan the morning session on Wednesday and Pierre Gasly the afternoon session. On Thursday, it's Pierre in the morning and Jack in the afternoon. And then Friday, it is Jack in the morning again and Pierre in the afternoon. And then Haas, they have decided to basically do the same thing as Mercedes and Alpine. They have decided to give Oliver Behrman the morning session on Wednesday and Esteban Ocon the afternoon session. On Thursday, they gave Esteban Ocon the morning session and Oliver Behrman the afternoon session. And on Friday, they have given Oliver Behrman the morning session again and Esteban Ocon the afternoon session. And those are the only lineups that I have so far. Like I said, sources Grand Prix Instagram account. They also have a website, but I prefer their Instagram account. If you, by the way, if you have time and if you are passionate about journalism and F1, I saw on their Instagram that they are looking for journalists to write about F1. Obviously, I would love to do that, but I honestly don't have time because I have school, I have the podcast, I have my TikTok account, I have so many things going on that I took a screenshot of it just to be sure, like if I wanted to do it, I could email them, but I'm not doing it. But if you want, I'll put the email up here somewhere that you maybe can send them an email. Then I have heard, this is still about preseason testing. I have heard, and where did I hear this from? My dad. My dad told me this yesterday, and I don't know how he got this information. But he told me that apparently the Ferrari and the Williams car is super quick. So I'm curious to see how that will, translate in preseason testing. I've seen a lot of teams already actually doing laps in Bahrain. I saw pictures of the Haas yesterday doing laps there. I think there was another team, but I don't remember which one. I remember the Haas ones because we got a picture of Ollie with helmet hair, and I'll put the picture here. It's a good picture, and I love helmet hair. There's only one driver who is immune to helmet hair, and that is Carlos Sainz. Yeah, helmet hair, I love it. It's chef kiss for me. Anyway, Ferrari and Williams super quick apparently. Which the Ferrari, I could have guessed that because they were very quick at the end of last season as well, and they got Lewis Hamilton entering, and Lewis has a lot of knowledge of how the Mercedes is built, and Lewis got a lot of world championship titles with Mercedes, so he knows a lot of how a good car is supposed to look and how, it's supposed to function and everything like that. So he probably used his Mercedes knowledge to, enhance the Mercedes. So obviously, yeah, I'm expecting big things from Ferrari. Like I last said in my preseason predictions as well, I think Ferrari is going to win the Constructors' Championship, which I'm obviously rooting for McLaren. I will always have a soft spot for McLaren. But Ferrari is also good. But I honestly prefer McLaren. And then the Williams, I think it's because Carlos Sainz is there, and obviously Carlos has a lot of Ferrari knowledge, and same that, like I said with Lewis, Carlos is going to take that Ferrari knowledge to Williams and just, help Williams get a better car, obviously. Um, Plus, I also think some sponsors have left Ferrari and went together with Carlos to Williams because obviously drivers also have their own sponsors. It's not that every sponsor that sponsors a driver automatically sponsors the team and that if a driver leaves, they stay at the team. Usually they go with the driver to the different team, unless obviously the driver is retiring or not coming back the next season for certain reasons. Um, so I think Williams has a lot of extra money from sponsors that Carlos brought within, and I think they use that money quite well. I'm excited to see actually how quick those cars are. And I know you don't really know that much from preseason testing. Like watching preseason testing, you can't really say, "Oh, that team is going to win," or "That team is not going to win." You can't say that because you don't know for sure. You never know for sure. That is what I've gathered from preseason testing last season. You can never know for sure. And also, there's teams that start the year on the lower side of the grid, but then end first in the World Constructors Championship, aka McLaren. They always, I don't know what it is, but they have some sort of thing where they always start a season on the lower half of the grid and then somehow make a lot of progress during the season and end very high. I don't know. I'm not hoping that. I'm not wishing that that would happen this season because I honestly don't want it. I just want them to start on a good note, start from the upper positions. But you can never know for sure. You can never know for sure. Then something else I am super excited about is to see the dynamics between the new driver pairings because we kind of already got to see that during the F175 live event, but not that much. Like for example, we didn't really get to see all driver pairings that much. So I'm excited to see certain driver pairings. I mean, I know Lewis and Charles, that's really working. They've got some sort of romance going on already, and I'm here for it. Same for Carlos and Alex. Really working. We also have teams that have been together for some time, like Oscar and Lando, and Lance and Fernando. But what I'm most curious about is the rookies. How? Yeah, because like George and Kimi, I know that these two are really, really bonding, and George has really like taken Kimi under his wing, and yeah, I think that's very cute. I think Esteban and Oli are also very good friends already. Like from the things that I'm getting on Instagram and everything, I'm gathering that they are kind of good friends already. Liam and Max, I have no clue. I honestly have no clue because I think Liam and Max are kind of like friends because obviously they've known each other for some time already. But I don't know. I haven't seen that much of them together. And Red Bull is not one of the teams that is very big on doing like challenge videos or anything like that on Instagram or on YouTube. So yeah, I don't know about them. And then we also have Nico and Gabriel Bortoleto, which I don't know. I think the age gap there is maybe too big for them to bond in some kind of way. I don't know. I also don't know if Gabriel is really that kind of like bond with your teammate kind of guy. I don't know that. And then who have I not talked about? Isaac Hajar and Yuki Tsunoda. I think those two are gonna be buddies. Yup. Just I don't know. I'm getting the vibes that these two are gonna be buddies. So yeah, I'm very excited. I also really like, when we have a race, they do the post race show, and you also always get those interviews where the drivers go around the track on the like bus thing kind of thingy. I don't know. I don't know what it's called. Um, and they always stand in like groups, and I love to see like what drivers stand together and what drivers are just like separated. I just love to see that because it does so much about drivers. It says so much about them. Yeah, like for example in Brazil last season, Ollie was subbing for Kevin Magnussen because Kevin was sick, and I was watching the preseason pre-race show. I'm sorry, and Ollie was standing with Alex Albon, Lando Norris, and I think Carlos Sainz, and I was like, that makes so much sense. That makes so much sense because like Carlos was already bonding with Alex, but Carlos is also a good friend of Lando, and then Alex and Lando are good friends, and then Ollie enters because Alex is and Lando are British, so it made sense. It made sense. So I love to see those kind of things. So that is also what I'm excited for preseason testing, obviously also during the season. And also the rookies, they're getting their first chance to drive the cars, which I'm thinking, like Ollie Behrman, we've seen him drive quite a lot last season. So that excitement to see Ollie in an F1 car is kind of gone already. Like I'm very excited still to see him because I love Ollie. He is right now my favorite driver on the entire grid. But I'm more excited to see like Gabriel Bortoleto, Isaac Hadjar, Kimi Antonelli, to see those people drive in a Formula One car because they haven't had the chance to do that much in an F1 car. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, then I have three other things that I want to talk about, not related to preseason testing. And the first one is Logan Sargeant. Yeah. So, Logan. I don't know if you know this, but he was supposed to drive in the Le Mans series. But he's not doing that anymore. And I've seen two different stories to what happened. The first one is that Logan just decided to stop racing because he isn't feeling it anymore and he wants to focus on his different hobbies in his other parts of his life. And the second one is that he lost his race seat for I don't know what reason. But Logan is he's stopping he's not gonna race anymore. Like he's just not gonna race anymore, which I think is very sad because I was a Logan Sargeant fan and I'm not ashamed to say that. I really like Logan. Just as a personality, his person is amazing. I've never got to meet him, but I know he is super sweet and super amazing. And yes, okay, his driving skills were not what we expected from him. Were not what Williams expected from him. In the 2 years that he was in Formula One, he only scored 1 point. So yes, that is not. You cannot, as a team, you cannot afford to keep a driver like that, and I get that. But yeah, I was sad to see him leave F1, and then I was very happy when it got announced that he would be driving in the Le Mans series. And now he's not racing anymore, and I'm just like confused a bit. But I hope whatever he does next brings him more joy and brings him further in life, because I know that the way this went, his racing career, it's not the way he wanted it to go, and it's not the way he planned it to go. So I hope that whatever he does next goes better than this. And then we have a new signing on the F1 Academy grid. I'm trying to say this name correctly. It's Nicole Haverda. I think she's American, so I'm gonna guess it's Haverda. And she has signed with American Express, so that means 3 more signings on the F1 Academy grid in order to complete it. I actually have to look up when their first race is, because I don't know that out of my head. I know obviously F1 is racing in Australia, and F2 is coming with, and F3 is coming with, but F1 Academy, I don't know. I think their first race is in Bahrain, but I don't know for sure, so we have to look it up. Oh no, it's not. Their first race is in China. Whoa. I did not expect them to go to China, but I'm very excited. I'm very excited. They're not racing in Bahrain. I'm sorry, I was wrong there. So they go to China, then they go to Saudi Arabia, then they go to Miami, then they have Canada, then they have the Netherlands, then they have Singapore, and then they have Las Vegas. Final race in Vegas is so good. I love that. I love the person that decided to have their final race in Vegas. Like, it's genius. And then the last thing I want to talk about, and I don't know if this is the place where I'm supposed to talk about this, but whatever. On TikTok, because I'm always on TikTok, you know me. On TikTok, I have been seeing some videos talking about this particular content creator, F1 content creator, and I'm not gonna say her name, I'm not gonna say any names here. But that one content creator posted a video a few days ago, or maybe a week ago, saying that the F175 Live event was the start of the downfall of true F1. Her words, not mine. And I didn't watch the full video because it was full of nonsense, basically. But I watched most of it. And basically, what she's actually saying is that we are losing, like, F1 is losing their essence as a sport. It's the downfall of F1 as a sport, basically. Because F1 is focusing way too much on the, like, entertainment side of it. And I've seen also a lot of other content creators reacting to that. And I also want to react to that, and I could have done it on TikTok as well, but I feel that my podcast is maybe a better place to react to it, because then I can say way more than on TikTok. Because firstly, that certain content creator that made the official statement of the F175 Live event being the downfall of F1 as a sport, she got to go to certain events that were arranged by sponsors, that were arranged by people on the entertainment side of the sport, and she got to meet her favorite drivers there. And I am like, why, if you get an opportunity like that, and you know it's arranged by sponsors, and you know it's arranged by the entertainment side of the sport, are you still gonna comment on the fact that the F175 Live event was the downfall of F1 as a sport? That's point one. Point two, F1 has always been entertainment. Because every sport, whenever it gets broadcast on TV, they kind of have the idea of entertainment behind it. Because you cannot broadcast a sporting event on TV and not think about, oh, this will entertain people. There's no one that watches a football match to not be entertained. Right? There's no one that's gonna watch a Formula One race purely just that because they don't want to be entertained. Watching F1 entertains the fans. watching F1 entertains me. It entertains the girl that officially made that statement. So yeah, plus also, like, way back in the day, we had the grid girls, pure for entertainment purposes. We have grid walks, pure for entertainment purposes. We have all the pre-season and the post-season and the pre-race and the post-race stuff happening, pure for entertainment purposes. So F1 exists pure for entertainment purposes. Yes, okay, it gives a lot of people jobs. True. But everything that has entertainment as one of their main purposes gives people jobs. Yeah. I'm just, yeah. When I saw that video, and that girl has been in a lot of controversy before, and I was a little bit skeptical, because, like, she explained her side of the story, and I was like, okay, I get where she's coming from. And then I saw the other person that was involved in the drama, and she also explained her side of the story, and I was like, okay, I get where both are coming from. So for now, I'll keep following that certain content creator. But now she's coming with this, and I'm just like, maybe I should unfollow her. But still, she's like, I really like her content, but sometimes I'm a bit like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, next up, because I always like to end my episodes by telling you what is next. After preseason testing. I'm sorry, I'm just getting confused by the words here. After preseason testing, we have the release of Drive to Survive, and I wrote down it's on the 7th of March, but I actually have to Google it. Yes, okay, it is the 7th of March, so season 7 will be released on the 7th of March. So that's what's next up. And then, after that, we will finally be racing again, which, I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was next weekend, but it's not. It's not, okay? So the weekend that is the weekend of this week, it's not. The weekend of next week, it's also not. It's the weekend after that. So no, whatever. You get what I mean. It's what is it, the 14th? Yes, so from technically the 13th, because Thursday is media day. So the 13th of March till the 16th of March. Which, it's Australia, so for all the European girlies here, you have to set your alarms if you want to watch it live. And I have looked up the timings, and it sucks. So yeah, with that, let's end this episode. I hope you will enjoy preseason testing. I hope you will enjoy whatever you're doing right now. I hope you enjoy life. Saying random shit here. Yeah, that's it. I hope you will be here again next week. Next week, probably a Friday episode again, or maybe actually a Wednesday episode. It depends on if I have a lot of content or not. But I don't know. Maybe. I shall keep you updated on my Instagram about this. So you on Spotify, you will hear me again next week. You on YouTube, you will see me again next week. But for now, I'm going to go. Bye!